Good afternoon everybody, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're well and had a good week so far as well. So far, Thursday 31st of August. Today we've fired up GSX and we are boarding here at Jersey, UK 2000's Jersey Airport. Scenery for Microsoft Flight Simulator. There's a really nice freeware version of this available as well, so you don't just have to buy payware airports. This one's got a really good freeware by SuperSpud, though it doesn't have any custom buildings. And we are today back in the ATR72-600, thanks to Ashley suggesting the route. We've got a really cool route today with BlueIslands for a hop from Jersey across to the small airport of Oxford Kidlington, and then onwards after a turnaround up to Dundee. So we've got PilotPlus's Oxford Kidlington Airport, and we've also got Dundee created by Orbx. So we've got some really good bits of scenery for today's flight, and almost a full load on board the aircraft today, as well as we get the punters on board here at Jersey. The weather's a little bit pants. Welcome to David, good afternoon to you, and Thomas, Badger, Rab. Great to see loads of channel members here joining us today for the live stream. Mike, welcome. Zato as well, welcome to you, living on a player. Andy, howdy howdy. Man of mystery. Honestly, yesterday was busy. A bit of a fun afternoon yesterday. Well, I say a fun afternoon yesterday. A Ryanair flight stopped responding to ATC apparently, so they might have scrambled QRA, and the French Air Force threw a baguette at them. And then they realised, I think, that they had the wrong frequency tuned in. If you're new to the channel, it's great to have you with us. Hit like and subscribe as well. Don't forget to give us a like throughout today's hop. Looking forward to getting back into this. It's been a little while, to be fair. I do love it. It's a remarkably cool aircraft. Very, very, very fun indeed. The commentator, good afternoon, and everyone else, wherever you are watching in the world. Let's dive into the flight deck and see what we've got here then. So, we'll be loading the bags shortly. What I'll do is I'll spin around and I'll get rid of the punters, shut them out, don't want to smell them. And we'll dive into the flight deck. Here we are, Airbus Blue. So there's our route for today, really short, runway 26 for departure here on the Blue Islands flight 841 to Oxford, initially departing on the ORTAC 3 Alpha departure, then the Quebec 41 airway to Pepys, the Yankee 321 to Compton, and then direct to the ILS runway 19er. If we zip over to the charts, good morning David, how you doing buddy? We can see we're going to depart runway 26. We've got a taxi around the North Apron, all the way down Alpha to line up at Golf, and then taking off westbound. Initially to 3,000 to 5,000 feet. Climbing straight ahead at or above 3,000, then we turn right to intercept 016 degrees bearing to Alderney. Cross at 5,000, then turn right 024 bearing to ORTAC. There we are. And then away. Our routing will take us over the English Channel, to the east of Guernsey, over Alderney, and then over the Isle of Wight, passing over Southampton airports before routing right up towards Compton there. RF Benson to the right hand side, and in fact Charlegrove there is the home of Martin Baker, the creators of the what do you call it, the ejector seat, there we go. And then Bryce Norton as well, just to the east. So really remarkable location, and this is one of the real kind of routes that is operated into Oxford as a commercial airline service. Although it's on an ATR72-600 I think, or an ATR42, I'm not sure. But the PilotPlus scenery is really nice. It's obviously the home of Oxford Aviation School as well, or CAE, whatever they are nowadays. And we're going to be landing on runway 19, so initially routing up to the north, and then landing, vacating on Alpha at the very bottom here, short runway, and then heading around past maintenance onto the little curved main apron to park on a stand that's big enough for an ATR. It's going to be fun. There's no stars, And the ILS here, we want the Oxford 2 transition here, which is basically overflying the airport, heading out on this teardrop procedure, because there's no stars. So we fly a procedural turn for the ILS. If we're coming in from the very north though, say if we were flying from Dundee into Oxford, then we could just route in over Honolulu, 150 degrees for the direct arrival at 1800 to intercept the localizer there for 19. But otherwise we're going to route in from Compton straight over the airfield, 359 degrees because we're a category B aircraft, up to 6.5 DME, then a right turn round to intercepts. 3-degree glide slope and intercepting at 1800. Short runway 1506 meters, so even shorter than Skiathos. It's going to be fun. Hopefully no rookie pilots blasting around. In real life, it's a really busy bit of airspace sandwiched there. Because obviously RAF Bryce Norton, RAF Benson, they're all constantly in use. You've got Heathrow traffic, you've got Oxford as well, all of the aviation schools using that airfield as well. Track our flight on Volanta 2. We've got all this really horrible weather. We've only just cleared the fog, so this huge cell here was passing over Jersey 10 minutes, 15 minutes ago. But we're going to be routing all the way up, as you can see, towards a little bit of rain. And then further north, heading all the way up to Dundee afterwards, where apparently the weather is quite nice. Right, where are we? So, the flight plan is already input. There it is. 3000, then intercept the outbound, or the inbound radial to Alderney. And we've done all the rest up to Compton. And then from there wasn't any vias, so we're going to have to hand fly the ATR through that procedural little element of it, just because of how it is today. So I've left that discontinuity in there intentionally. Although to be fair, I might get rid of it. Just so we get a bit more of an accurate top of descent. So for the departure, we've set 5,000 feet, QNH 1010. We should probably run the METAR now because it might be different with the weather clearing. And while we're waiting for that to load in the live chat, I will fire up hotel mode, which is new in this Pump 2 run. With the update, they've changed the process a little bit, so we've got some hydraulics in place already. We will flick the prop brake onto the on position. Prop brake is blue. And we will start engine 2. Onto feather. There we are, prop brake's working. Baggage is being loaded. Zato, so the way to disengage hotel mode, you need to make use of the hydraulic auxiliary pump here. I've covered it in an ATR tutorial. I think episode 9 or 10, because it was changed with the new version. Boarding's still in progress, 5 minutes to go. We'll put the wing lights on, because I know that's one of the kind of things they do in real life for the ATR. Now, to get it off, we might not be able to actually get it off, if that makes sense. So, we'll go through the process as we get to it. But the hotel mode is now on and engaged. We'll come off external power, DC Gen 2 comes off. And they're all faulting, that's all good, that's fine. Aircraft, ground power. I'm going to put the transponder on now, just because it saves me fiddling later, because I've not flown this for a little while, so I would expect that I'm going to make a few mistakes, maybe forget a few things throughout today. But yeah, as David's saying, the wing lights are used to indicate hotel mode. They're just there. Can't really see them very well. Get the gist. But they're basically there to indicate to the ground crew that we're not starting for pushback or anything like that, but we have engaged hotel mode instead. GSX, boarding complete, prepare for pushback and departure. So the ground equipment is now being cleared. We can go back to the aircraft tab, close the cargo door and the main door, remove the tail prop and the wheel chocks because the parking brake is on, and holding the jet. Or aircraft really, not jet.
We are ready for pushback.
Ah, chuffy neck. Where's the door? There it is. 1 and 2. Lovely. Flight deck door's closed. The light there has gone off. Let's pause the music. We've got work to do. So, the start process, little different. I have realised actually I've not updated my checklist for the ATR, so I'm going to do that if I get a chance today or tomorrow, just to reflect the new changes. Commentator, I'm not sure. I'll find out in a minute. You can see now prop brake, the ready light has gone off. If we unlock that, the unlock button won't disengage, and it won't disengage the prop brake basically. So we have to use the auxiliary pump to pressurise the hydraulics in order for us to standard pushback. What's the master caution first? Stand by. Ground crew.
Release parking brakes.
Just flicking through the list here. To be fair, I can't see any issues. We'll clear the bell. We'll clear all of those. Use emergency brake. I think that's why, because the brakes have got a slight issue, but we don't need to. Okay, so left is clear, right is clear, and let's call up. Stand 8 we are. Jersey traffic, Blue Islands 841, ATR72-600, stand 8, push and start. Jersey traffic. Okay, let's rock and roll. 3 minutes to spare. So yeah, with this, yeah, it's the idle gates because the engines aren't on yet, so it's quite a clever little safety feature, I guess. Not sure how accurate that is though, I'd have to look at it. Right, engine to rotation then. So currently condition lever is in feather mode as it stands at the moment. Make sure that both the throttles are on idle, they are. And if we remove the prop brake, nothing happens. Look, it's dead. So what we're going to do is very quickly press that for a couple of seconds, straight up. Oops, maybe I didn't do that quite well enough. There we go, prop brake. Disengage. Unlock. Gave it a couple of clicks. I think it's a bit of a buggy button it seems today. So couple of blasts, I think 3 clicks I did, and then we got the ready light. We've got to be nice and quick, so we'll get the prop brake off, and then we'll run that into automatic condition. Lever.
Blue Islands,
low pitch.
747, ATR72-600, pushing back into taxiway Alpha.
We've got the tug disengaged. She's doing her thing at the moment. Jolly good. Oh, there she is. Hello. Right, what have we got here then for controls? We'll do rudders left and right. You can see it's quite quick in a way. So what I do is a couple of little wiggles, so nice and slow, just to get that authority back. And the gust lock won't do anything, so we'll get rid of the gust lock, and that will now give us elevator, like so, and aileron, like so. Yeah, that's a good point. So if we go to the status page, what have we got here? You can see various different options here. So we've got oxygen supply, electrics, The bus with the hydraulics as well, so that's the pressure of the hydraulic systems, blue, auxiliary and green, and you can see 3000 psi in green, that's all good. ACW Gen 1 is faulting because the engine 1 propeller isn't on. Ashton, welcome buddy. Joey, hello. Right, what do we got here? Taxi lights on. Let's see. Probes 1, 2 and 3 on. Hydraulic powers, the low pressure lights are out. Main supply is on. That's all good. Engine bleed is faulting, but engine 2 is fine. That's all set. Lights and signs running back through. It's all good. We'll leave start A and B on for now because we're going to start engine 2 in a minute. So, in the meantime, parking brake off and engine 2. A little bit of throttle to get us going. We'll just test the brakes. It's a little bit of a whopper. Yo, Epic, buddy. Welcome, welcome. 2 years on the channel as a member. Really appreciate all the support. Jersey traffic. Blue Islands 841s taxiing to hold point Alpha 1 runway 26 via Juliet and Alpha. Jersey, Jersey.
Jersey traffic, we're going to be following the company traffic to runway 26 via Juliet Alpha.
So flight directors
Alpha 1.
Can go on. Got to keep a little bit of momentum going for us here. Weather's a little bit poop. Don't know what. There's a weird bug with the scenery. Like the runway 23 texture is kind of floating. We kind of went through it. Very weird.
Traffic, Golf Bravo 105, stand 22, push and start facing west after passing traffic.
Okay, so short taxi. As we get past the EasyJet here, we'll start the other propeller. And that's because the startup sequence in the ATR is really quick. So following it round. Going to set flaps while we're here to select 15. Take off flaps. And pump 1 to run. Start A and B. Start 1 on. Click that to feather. That's cleared. And auto. Low pitch start is engaged. Watching MP rising here. A little bit of rain on the windscreen now as well. Low pitch mode. And now you'll find that it just kind of taxis on idle and actually wants to kind of run away from you a little bit. Up here, let's turn the start selector switch to off and abort. 15 is set. Nav display. Make sure we've selected the correct one that we need. What have I forgot? I'm going to make sure the runway heading is set actually as well before we depart. So what have we got? 263. I don't think I did that. No, we didn't. Do that now. (263). Lovely jubbly. Down here, I'm going to do a quick recall. No warnings. Ooh, a little bit too heavy on the brakes there. Oh my god. Did I not turn the beacon on? That's going to be a new sky penalty. Jeez. Whoopsie. I thought I did. There it is. And he says, is there some place I can find runway distances for intersection takeoffs? It's a bit tricky, really. Yeah, it depends if it shows additional runway information, as commentator says, in some of the charts, or if you have a way to kind of figure it out using a performance calculator. Power management set to takeoff. Got to remember, it's so easy to tail strike this thing, so I'm going to be super gentle with that on the rotation. That's all set, and we'll use full length. It's only 1,706 meters along this runway, and the weather is awful. Where's the windsock? Over there. Looks like it's blowing straight down the runway. We'll leave the wipers on. Doesn't do anything, but it's nice to kind of try and emulate the real side of things on occasion. Getting Unicom messages for bloody Gatwick here. Strobe, land, Jersey traffic, Blue Islands 841 by Alpha 1 lining up 26, departing ALTAC 3 Alpha departure, Jersey traffic.
Island 747 behind the company ATR will line up runway 26, Jersey, Jersey.
Jersey, Jersey. Just bleed it off a little bit, the speed, scrub a bit of that off, and then we'll start to take our time just lining up nice and accurately. I believe I forgot the chuffing beacon light. Naughty me. The control visualizer ready for you folks. There we are. Holding it on the brakes. It's a wicked livery, isn't it? It's their new livery as well. Is that they had previously a bit of a naff looking livery, but this is quite nice. And we are model matched as well with, is that Zato behind there in the Blue Islands? Very nice. I will grab a screenshot. I think it's only us two flying today. Pushed in ground idle, David. I haven't yet, but in fact, let's watch it because it will do it for us once we get to a certain point. Notch, there we go. Had the wrong power setting there. Too keen. 100 knots. Nose is starting to lift itself. Bloody hell. Barely at V1 there. Anyway, we'll take it. I'd rather the aeroplane rotate itself. It's much easier. Nav. VNav. Up to 3. Accelerating away. We'll get to about 1,000 feet and then we'll whack this into the climb gate here. There we are. A little bit of work for us to do. That line's going to be a bit dynamic because it wants us to get to 3,000 first. Beautiful, look, we've popped through the clouds already. Yaw damper engaged, autopilot on. We'll use speed mode. Clean the flaps.
Jersey traffic, Blue Islands 8747 departing 26 wide order 3 Alpha departure, Jersey, Jersey.
And we'll pop the thingies off as well, the old windscreen wipers. We don't need those anymore. Lovely, look at that. Very, very, very scenic. The sim looks fantastic, doesn't it? When it's like this, the weather really makes it pop. Just stunning. We'll have to keep an eye on the aircraft. Actually, where are we? Because we might be near to 5 here. So we'll keep it going. Rainbow, very nice. Up to 13,000 today, so quite a low. Oh, bloody hell! Hate these click spots sometimes in some of these aeroplanes. 13,000. There we go. So power management set to climb. That's all good. At 5, we go to standard pressure. I'm just going to zoom out a little bit here. So we're flying out still because we haven't yet intercepted this 016 inbound course. So I'm keeping an eye on the aeroplane to see what it does. I'll pop that on react. -3 for tilt. Whack the gain up a little bit. We'll just see what it does. But in the meantime, we'll get some tunes on. Definitely feel like I'm missing a few little steps. It's been a little while, and getting back into it just takes a little while, doesn't it, to get in the flow of things once again. But what a beautiful route this is. So we'll go to push for standards and the standby instrument matches. We'll make sure we've got push to sync with the heading mode. I'm just watching this to make sure we actually start a right turn in a moment. LNAV, to be fair, we can probably put VNAV on as well. There's a flight time of about 45 minutes for this first sector. Really quite short. We'll have to start planning the descent and the arrival fairly quickly too. Hit like and subscribe as well if you're just tuning in. It's great to see lots of you clicking into the stream today, perhaps for the first time. Do say hello if you are here and you're new. There we go. So the idle gate went automatically into flight, so you don't have to push it in. It's a nice thing to do. You push it in before you depart, and it's like a thing that you can't forget, if that makes sense, because you've already pushed it in. And there is no doubt that it will automatically, it hasn't automatically gone in itself. If it does fail, you should get a master warning, and you should get the light illuminate there for idle gate fail. Okay, is this going to turn? I don't think so. Oh, it is. Okay. It's not doing exactly what it was drawing, but actually we're just kind of leaving it to see what it does. Should be 016. Oh wow, look at that. I'm happy with that. Flying with Dan in New Zealand. Welcome, buddy. Double rainbow, look at that. Bloody hell. Let's see if we can get that in a screenshot. Come on, drone camera, don't fail me now. We get round and the rainbow will have disappeared with no my luck. There it is, just faint though now. Ah, that's more like it. No, it is, it's kind of just vanished. Beautiful views. That is Alderney down below, I think. I'll have to check on Atlanta in a moment. Could be Guernsey, in fact. big rainbow. Look at that stretching out across the channel in front of us. Beautiful colours. Double rainbow. Now, this is one of my favourite aircraft, and for the price, was it like £10–15? How good is that? It's just such good fun. Raw, more hands-on, more thoughtful regional hops in a fairly complex prop jet. Actually created to a really nice level and a good standard as well. I love it. I think it's really good fun. I haven't flown in it for a little while. I don't know why. This is one of my favourite aircraft in the sim. And it's a little bit low and slow as well. You know, our cruise today, 13,000 feet, and we'll probably top out at about 210, 215 knots maybe. I have ignored the constraint here, 5,000. So I noticed it doesn't really actually follow it with VNAV, but we've kind of just bust it anyway. We're on Unicom. Yeah, DC6 we've neglected, haven't we? One to go. There's the chord. A little bit of cloud ahead of us as well, so we just have to be thoughtful of, certainly with the weather that we've got around the UK at the moment, we just need to be thoughtful of icing conditions and that sort of thing. Look at that view. I'm jealous of them doing it properly. You know, getting this view in real life every day for your office, so good. Yeah, LNAV, VNAV, should have pre-armed that before departure, I think, shouldn't I? I'm trying to remember all of what I learnt before with it now. I might have to go back and watch my own tutorials. Oh, Mike, go for it. Check out, I've done a load of tutorials for it. I think we're at 10 episodes now. So definitely go check it out. Okay, so we are level at 13,000. Power management 2 cruise. We should probably take the seatbelt signs off. Oops. I'm going to get another penalty. Landing lights. I reckon my score's going to be about 8 for today. For this first sector. All these little things I keep forgetting. Daniel, hello. I think the sizing should be on the website, buddy, to help you kind of work out which one is for you. They should be fairly typical in size, so a large should be a large, a normal large for most, that kind of thing. Right, so we're at Alderney now, into some cloud. Let's be a bit preemptive here. We'll just put a little bit of where is it? Airframe. Oh, look at that. Now we don't need it. We'll turn, oops. Turn it off. Let's think about the arrival, shall we? So I know that it's not in properly. There we are. Passing Alderney now, below. And then up to Ortac. It's just this we're going to have to do ourselves. So as we fly from Compton to Ox. In fact, I wonder if that is in the nav display. No, it's not. It's there though. So maybe I'll add that in, OX, because we kind of overfly it, don't we? EG nav, there we go, it's that one. And then I want to come across here, because this does get in the way, we'll clear the discontinuity. So it's going to basically draw a line from there straight back here. It's a little messy, but What we will do is manually handle this. So Oxford's NDB of 367.5. We'll head outbound 359 degrees, category B for our aircraft type, up to 6.5 DME, and then a right turn to intercept the localizer at 1,500 feet. That's the plan at least. If I go to nav up here, ADF, we'll pop this in now. 367. Yeah, this is in the way a little bit. 367.5. Enter. We'll just put that straight into the active box. Well, that's ADF2 actually. Let's do ADF1. 367. That way we've tuned both. VOR ILS. Well, we've got that here on the charts as well, haven't we? 108.35 and the inbound course of 191. So we'll pop that in as well. And while we're at it, looking at the minimums, category B 507 on the MDA. So ILS frequency 108.35. Enter. 108.35. Yanam, welcome on board. And look at that, yeah, 220 knots at the moment. Level at, interestingly enough, 13,240. A bit weird. Keeping an eye on that. I'm just seeing if maybe VNAV speed mode is going to just sort it all out. Yanam, I have recently, buddy, flown out of East Midlands during the release. That's definitely an issue that needs sorting out. But oh well, not too fussed. It will do for now, won't it? There's Southampton in 60 miles. And on the performance page, VNAV, Q&H. Let's find out. Thoughts on the new Monarch livery? Rab's asking. I think they've ruined a good opportunity to kind of rehash the classic. They've not done that, they've created some utter rubbish instead. It's quite a horrible purple livery, I think, in my opinion anyway. What is it? Performance, isn't it? Next page. Approach. H1009. I've put that in there already, actually. Oh well. Alright, I'm sure it'll be fine. We'll pop the traffic onto norm. So much to try and remember and learn with this. Make sure the nav display's on for that one.
Love your channel, mate, plus your t-shirt looks awesome.
Astrilis, thank you very much, buddy. Really appreciate that. He's bought some channel merch. Love it. Really appreciate it. Glad you loved the channel as well. It's always nice to hear. We've got some more content tomorrow, although still waiting on INI builds. They said yesterday they were sending the new Dundee airport scenery Microsoft Flight Simulator. That's a huge wall of cloud that we're going towards, my goodness. So I'm looking forward to checking that out, but obviously I can't schedule the stream until I have it ready to install. I'll just check my emails again. Still nothing. So who knows, we might have to plan a backup for tomorrow instead. But the plan was we were going to zip around New Zealand in the ATR again, because I'm very conscious I need to knock some rust off this, so I thought 2 days in a row, smash out the ATR. Are we going to try the new Honolulu scenery, Joey says? I'm not sure, I don't know if it's a product that I would use very much, to be totally honest, because it's in such a remote location, isn't it, that, you know, is it something that I'm going to use? I'm not sure what the quickest or shortest flight time is for it, to be honest, either. Aerosoft's North Sea Pack down there. We've got a couple of ships. Splashes of rain over in the distance there into the English Channel. Dunedin, or is it Dunedin? I don't know. I can never pronounce anything that side of the world. And it says Remark Airlines at the time of publication, users on both social media sites voted considerably in favour of the yellow finish livery as an ode to the livery of the former Monarch Airlines. And then they went, meh. Even though everybody wants it, we will paint it purple instead, almost like Flybe. Bit weird. Dunedin. Ah, I can't. Yeah, well that's it, Zato. Yeah, I haven't got the A2A Comanche. It looks great, but yeah, I'm not too interested in the GA stuff. It's a pain in the arse on VATSIM, isn't it? Let's face it. Certainly in the UK. Somebody asked me yesterday actually, how do I get started on VATSIM? You know, do I just spawn in and do circuits at an airport, or fly VFR first? And I said you could, but certainly in the UK and the Netherlands, Joep raised a good point too. In the Netherlands as well, the airspace is so restricted, it's so complicated that general aviation is just a pain in the backside. You know, certainly in the UK, the CAA have made it their mission to make general aviation near on impossible. With smaller and smaller elements of airspace that you can navigate around, and in around like Amsterdam, for example, and in the Netherlands, you'll be looking to get beyond 1,000 feet, and you've got to know all of the procedures, all of the different things like basic service, traffic service, all that kind of thing as well, and it's a hell of a lot more of a headache to somebody who might not be used to flying on VATSIM. Whereas the airliners, you've got your IFR flight plan. It's very prescriptive because of the nature of the operations of airlines, and you know what you get, and the comms are a lot simpler. So my advice would be keep it simple. Don't do something stupid and load in at Gatwick, because it's too busy, way too busy. Somebody messaged me the other day saying you know, they were having a load of stress because they'd loaded in at an airport and it was too busy, and they kept mucking stuff up, and they had a queue of traffic behind them and all this kind of thing. And I was like, well, where were you? Were you following my tips, like using a very small airport like Edinburgh, for example? And he went, oh, I went to an event in Gatwick. And at that point, I smashed my head against a wall, and I said, that is absolutely the worst thing that you could do when you're new. Take the time learning the network, learning the comms, getting confident with it, getting confident with the aircraft that you're using as well, and then build on that. Certainly if you you try and bite off way too much more than you can chew initially, and you have a bad experience. The second time could also be a bad experience. That then basically starts to reinforce quite a negative pattern for you, and eventually you're likely to, well, more likely to kind of just give up on VATSIM because of it, unfortunately. Put the side windows on as well. Let's put all of the anti-icing on because we're about to go through this absolute whopper, and I don't trust it. Automator, welcome. Yeah, any events if you're new on VATSIM. And that includes not just new on VATSIM as in your first flight, but it'd be like for the first few flights. What the hell is this doing today? Right, let's get seatbelt signs on, because that's indicative of some turbulence there. You can see the flight directors zapping about. Yeah, and you can get yourself banned as well fairly easily. Good point. Oh, you know what it's done? It's gone through a different pressure zone, or it's updated the weather, hasn't it? And now, because of it, it's finally allowed us to get to our proper cruise of flight level 130. Fair enough, Willie. Somebody else was saying Starfield as well earlier. I'm curious about it. I'm interested in it, but isn't that the one that's got like 7 billion bugs or something like that? I need to get back into controlling again. It kind of fell flat on its arse when we were trying to sort out an East Midlands controller stream. Nobody from VATSIM UK was interested in helping, it seemed, except for one person. And the Dutch VAC, they were trying as well. They were trying to organise it on their end to assist us, but again they didn't really have the availability, so we got a couple of controllers ready on their side, but nothing at all from the UK. A bit disappointing. So it's fallen flat on its backside, and we aren't able to sort one out, unfortunately. But I'm still trying. I will keep trying. Hey, look at that. Ice. Good job we got that on. Oh, there'll be ice on the windows as well. It's good when you can just ask the crew, look out the window for us, give us a little sit rep. Negative press from the PlayStation fanboys. Is it a PC game as well though, is it? Or I don't really know enough about it, to be honest. I think I'm going to leave the icing systems on because we're about to hit top of descent. There we go, in 40 nautical miles. No auto brake in this. We've got ice at AOA, which has changed the angle of attack stuff of the jet. Or on the aircraft. It's not a jet, it's a prop. And we're just monitoring everything really. It's Xbox and PC exclusive. Automator says, how's the ATR updates? Quite nice actually. It's been a while since I've flown it. I've made a couple of mistakes already though. A few little mistakes here and there, but otherwise we're getting through it. I'm going to change that to wet. I hate how that's in feet as well. Give us meters for an option. Unless it's in here. No, kilos, pounds. What's that? That's a new button. What does that do? I don't know. I don't want to press it because I'll probably break something. Yeah, I wish that had said meters instead. That's a bit of a frustration because I don't do feet. I would literally have to Google the calculation. So we'll just wing it. We'll play it by ear. To be honest, I should be able to stop without reverse propping this. Yeah, it's absolutely fine, Willie. It's got a bit of a quirk with the altitude, so it went up to about 200-300 feet above what we actually set and just sat there for a little while. Oh, it's next. Oh yeah, it's just like a next page. Sad though, no meter switch. Boo. Folk like me that are rubbish at maths have to Google that kind of thing. Right, 517, let's set the MDA, so flick that across. Up we go, 517, which will be 520, we round up, not down for that kind of thing. And we've synced it, so that is over there, 520 MDA, matching the relevant fields that we need on the first officer's side. 10835, I'm going to tune that as well, 10835, that's all both done and set. I'm going to pop ADF2 on for a bearing, just so we get that displayed on the nav display when it's in range. And then VOR1 is the ILS, which is still out of range currently, but I've just got it ready. Shown as a bearing there. Southampton. And what have we got for the weather at TK? Oh, there's a CRJ900 Osprey Regional Gold. Osprey 5665 somewhere in the airspace. Very nice. 1009. Let's scribble that down into the pea soup. It's a busy little sector, isn't it? But this is what makes these aeroplanes just such good fun. Flying into really challenging conditions. Well, I mean, we're blind now until we come out the other side. Might be... there we go. Look at this. Oh, I love this sim, it's bloody brilliant, isn't it? It's so good. And I do enjoy this aeroplane as well, the ATR is fantastic. Okay, so Compton, where's Oxford actually? We want to pass Oxford at 3,500 feet. So I'm going to set 3.5. There we are, done. The set load, Willie, do you mean in this tab up here? Where is it? Payload, load aircraft. That'll allow you to basically set what you need, the figures and bits. We'll leave both of those on. So I've got the legs on the right and our approach page on the left. Yeah, I found today another bug is if you're in the payload section too much and you're flicking around loads, trying to kind of set things up a little bit, the tablet completely freezes out. So the only way to get that back is to restart your flight. And that happened to me just before the stream when I was setting everything up. And we got this ready, so it's down to us to kind of figure this out. Pilots may experience glide path fluctuations within 1 DME of final approach, according to that. It's a little warning on the charts. We've got to be very careful of that there. Missed approach, climb straight ahead to the lock centre, continue climb 166 degrees from the lock centre to 4 DME, IOXF. Then turn left, climbing to lock centre and hold 2,500 feet as directed, so like that. So down the runway and then outbound 166 to 4 DME and then back on ourselves to then join the hold. So we'll fly back to the lock centre and then a right turn, kind of like a figure of 8, right turn to 156 and then we manually fly the hold. $20, 40 miles to Ox. Oh, this one, yeah, they don't highlight. Login does, but you log in first, make sure you've committed your Simbury flight plan, and then import OFP. But for me, set flight plan and all that didn't illuminate for me today, interestingly enough. We'll try it again when we get on the ground. Maybe I missed a step. We'll have a little look. Kidlington traffic, Blue Islands 841 is an ATR72-600 inbound, currently 40 track miles south of the airfield. Expecting ILS runway 19 approach. Will report over the field. Right, vertical speed mode. Let's start an early descent. We're only at 13,000, but don't forget we've got to get to 3,500 by the lock centre. So throttle comes down. I'm just gradually increasing the rate of descent here as well. So there we go, it's bottom of descent there. Let's keep it coming. Perfect. That's what we want. We'll have a look, Willie, when we get on the ground. We'll have a little gander. Oh, look at that. Beautiful Oxfordshire. Not sure if we'll fly over RAF Benson. Not sure if we'll see it. Clouds are looking just spectacular, aren't they? Look at that. We'll be smart, we'll keep the icing on, I think. And we'll do a quick sit rep of the speed. That's holding quite nicely. 3,500 actually is going to happen a lot sooner than we want, so let's reduce our rate of descent. Just give it a little tick of the throttle. This will decelerate fairly quickly, so we don't need to worry too much about that. Through 10,000 lights. Got the wing light on as well because icing is a factor. Seatbelt signs. Overhead panel looks good. And we've got a rainbow right ahead. Yeah, I would tend to use the VNAV, but we haven't got that procedural turn in the flight plan, so for that, I'm kind of just doing it off the cuff. What have we got down here? Look at this. Prime Oxfordshire countryside. Yeah, I could do ground and delivery in the UK res. Stunning. Aircraft up there turning. Look at this huge kind of valley of cloud. Goes off like a tunnel down there. It's phenomenal. Compton. We'll keep an eye on it. I'll get that. Charts ready to go as well for this entry to the approach. Oh wow. What's that? This is Compton apparently. I don't know what that is. some sort of big business centre. RF Benson coming up. Through the cloud. This is brilliant. I'm just keeping a speed of about 220 or so. We just leave it settling nicely there on that. I'm conscious. I kind of want to spot some of these fields as we head down. Big old rainbow, isn't it? We've had 2 or 3 of those today now. Excellent. And this is the first time flying into the PilotPlus live in an airliner. I think we did a video on it, or maybe a group flight a little bit as well. Can't remember exactly the details. But we have flown into here once before. I don't think it was on a live stream. I think it was on the video that we did when it released and we reviewed it. Yeah, this is like a year and a half, 2 years ago now. Yeah, it's PilotPlus. You can get it on their website, pilotplus.io, and it's really nice. Certainly if you like general aviation, or even helicopter flying in the sim, because it's one of the kind of stopping points for one of the police helicopters and a few other bits. I am très disappointed that we can't see RF Benson below. Down here somewhere. Come on, through the clouds. Let's go. This weather's bloody awful. Fence is down there now, we've passed it. We've missed our chance. Just got to make sure we don't stall because of the really awful weather. Okay, anyway, time to focus. So we are inbound Kidlington. Gust lock? No, you've got to get rid of the gust lock, otherwise you'll have no elevator authority and no aileron, and also the throttle won't be able to advance beyond this kind of notch. Oh yeah. Look at this. It's nice flying into somewhere different and unique, and small as well. Rather than, yeah, we always go to these big airports, but you know, less adventure. Let's get out of our comfort zones and go and explore different areas of the world in the sim, using the vast and diverse selection of aircraft we've got. So, you know, Dundee, I've used my Orbx orbs to redeem that one. There is Kidlington, and I can see one on final there, which is, I believe, an SR22 doing circuits. Although they are not announcing their position. Of course they're not. Standard pressure 1009, isn't it? Yeah, he's doing touch and goes by the looks of it. You better get out of my way then. IFR traffic has priority. Next up, 1800. Set that. Letting the speed just come down now to about 180. Kidlington traffic, Blue Islands 841 is over the airfield outbound 359 for the procedural ILS. Will report turning final Kidlington traffic. 359 is what we want. What's the weather doing? Actually, that's going to take us in too close, so I'm going to correct for track. We'll go 353. Heading mode engaged. Otherwise, the aircraft's going to want to go its own way. And VILS mode is active. ILS 1 course 1901. In the meantime, vertical speed. We'll go for 10. Course 191, 191, 191. Round we go. Keep it going. I have a feeling, a horrible feeling, that whoever's doing the circuits is going to get in my way. I hope not. He should be able to see us now anyway. Oh, what the heck? My frequency changed. Kidlington traffic, Blue Islands 841, radio check.
Oh, I can hear you.
555.
Ah, thank you, apologies. Currently outbound on the procedural turn for the ILS 19. Currently 3 DME outbound. We'll report turning final for the ILS 19. Kidlington traffic.
Yes, yes. Golf Oscar Alpha Whiskey Mark. We're going to be turning away from the airfield just to give you some room to land on runway 19.
Thank you. I was calling up, but I was on the wrong frequency it seemed, so apologies for that.
Yeah, no problem.
Let's go. That's all good. Oops. That's a very small click spot. AOA comes off. 160 is good. Approach speed activate.
Oxford traffic, Blue Islands A747 overhead
6-5.
airport. We will be doing the procedural ILS approach runway 19. We will call final.
So it's a 6-mile final approach from 1,800 feet. We are at 6.6 now. Round we go. Alec, hello, welcome. Do it. You will love it. It's such good fun. Let's pause the music. It's time to focus. What have we got? 191.
Oxford traffic.
161 will do us.
Whiskey Mike, just let you know for the IFR traffic, I am at 2,000 feet and east of the airfield.
Yeah, Roger, got you in sight, thanks.
Copy that.
Okay, we'll go flat 15 now. Speed's good for that, below 180. And we'll bring the speed down. We'll let it wash away. Idle. 1,800. Approach mode armed. and 7 miles. Gear down. 140. No auto thrust in this, it's down to us. Got lights up there. Kidlington traffic. Blue Islands 841 is established ILS 19er, 6 DME. Lovely. Through 150 knots, so we go fully geared down. And we've got our VREFs now as well. It's telling us 107. Just let the speed come away. Just before the glide slope comes active, I'm kind of diving into this. Getting fully all of our configs set ready. To be fair, we could fly this as a visual approach. Missed approach to 2,500, isn't it? So we're going to set 2.5, ready for any missed. Glide slope's alive, speed's good. Speeds on this is a little bit fiddly at times, so you just have to bear in mind you might find that you're kind of idling it and then bringing it back in again. Okay, that's all set now for the final approach. And I'm going to just hand fly it in. It's flying the ILS quite nicely, but the weather's okay. Power management set to takeoff, light signs, everything all checked. Landing gears down, 3 green. Flaps 30, 3 green set for landing. Autopilot off. My controls. It's bringing us in a little bit low. We've got a bit of speed to play with. So I'm actually just kind of sorting out pitch and speed. Just to reduce our rate of descent. I'm going to hold at 1,100 just for a moment. Just to kind of try and get our profile back. Because we've currently got 3 red by the looks of it. And looking at the glide slope, it was just holding us below ever so slightly. So we're just getting that back. Being sensible about our approach. Trying to kind of be aggressive. Fix anything that's developing early. Currently we've got 10 knots, so about 5 knot crosswind, 5 knot headwind for us.
Kidlington traffic, Blue Island, 78747 established on the ILS. We will actually do the visual.
Oh, I've got foot alright.
We will call 5 miles out.
Sloppy Luke. That's looking a bit better. Speed's good. Rate of descent's fine. I don't want it to be any lower or higher really, unless I'm doing anything right up close to fix a bit of sink. There we go. Look at that. Just before minimums. Lovely. Holding that picture in the windscreen. Wind's a bit variable, so I've kept the speed up a little bit for now. 1,400 meters this runway's in length.
200.
Nice and stable. Here we go.
100.
Oxford Kidlington. Looking ahead.
50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
And yeah, I'm going to use reverse prop as well with this. Nose is down. 350. Back to normal prop. It's going to change all the pitch modes. It does take a couple of seconds. And there we go. Brewman, welcome aboard. Thanks for subscribing. 220 foot per minute. Bam, right in the touchdown zone. Been a little while since I've operated this aeroplane, but we've done it. We've bloody done it.
Kidlington traffic, Blue Island, 8747, 5 mile final, 19er.
Look at this.
Golf Oscar Alpha Whiskey Mark will be coming in behind the Blue Island for touch and go on continue out right hand 19er circuits.
Put the wing light. Actually, we're going to leave hotel mode on, so wing light stays on. Put the logo light off for now as well. We're just going to slowly vacate. Get rid of the flaps. And the idle gate has come automatically into ground. Flaps are in. Kidlington traffic, Blue Islands 841 is vacating on Alpha to the ramp. Over the whole point. I think this is the biggest aircraft that can fly in here, minus the private jets. Strobes off. Landing lights off. It's weird flying in here. It's feels odd, feels different. A really nice scenery by PilotPlus. So I remember reviewing this when it was first released, and I was quite impressed by the detail. Yeah, for a lot of people, this is what is. For a lot of people, this is where they start their aviation career, at the flying school here. I'm just trying to see if the helimed there's a helimed report in. coming out of John Radcliffe. EC-35. Oh, lovely. It's actually apparently a helicopter. We might see a helicopter land as well, which actually will be a first for us. There's Zato. Lovely. Bit of model matching there. Yeah, weird place for a lamppost, isn't it? I gotta work out where to park this chuffing thing. I think we go right to the end. Past the flying school. There's a little whacker-whackers over there.
Golf Oscar Alpha Whiskey Mark will be going around runway 19.
And Blue Island 8747 vacated runway 19.
SR's going around. That'll do us, I think. We'll park here. Stand 1. I think it's stand 1. Too small. I have a feeling that we might have to use reverse prop for pushback here, which will be quite cool. There's the little SR22. And on the brakes. Part brake engaged. They're both done and set. Flaps are all up. That's all good. And we shall arm the prop brake, see if it takes it. No, because stupid me. The fuel
Golf Oscar Alpha
levers
Whiskey
here.
Mark will be entering the crosswind leg.
We'll pop the engine one off. Should be able to get feather mode in a moment. Where's the engine instruments?
Oxford traffic home at T4, we send down John Radcliffe, it's about 4 miles south of the field.
Golf Alpha Whiskey Mike will be entering the downwind leg.
Let me just think about this. Why isn't it taking? Ah. Gust lock. My goodness. There we go. Stupid me. Gust lock, gust lock, gust lock. Forgot after landing and vacating on the runway, we should have just slipped the gust lock on. There we go. So that's how you do it. My goodness. I promise the next. See, it's forgetting things when we don't fly the aeroplanes that regularly. So we leave that in feather. So hotel mode is now active. With that, we can put the beacon lights off. We leave the wing lights on. Taxi lights can come off as well, and the seatbelt signs can come off. Right, with that, we could disembark everybody and kind of do all of that faff on GSX, but I don't think I've got a custom profile for this, so we'll end up with weird buses rather than just walk in themselves. Where is it? Aircraft chocks. I'd love to know if that helimed's coming in. How do I rate the scenery? It's quite nice.
Oscar Alpha Whiskey Mike, we're going to be cancelling our circuits and coming into land runway 19. We're just turning on to final now.
A lot of private jet ops here. Look at the size of this. Very, very nice scenery. And obviously a flying school as well. Helicopter ops as well. Airbus. Got police maintenance, police helicopter maintenance thing there. And this SR-22's coming into land, so let's go and spot him. I'll just set the drone camera up here. Yeah, I forgot my own checklist. Where are we? New sky. Oh yes. Let's see how we've done. So after takeoff, I realised I'd left the beacon light off during taxi at naughty naughty. So I'm expecting a score of around 8. Oh, 9.13. Yeah, a little penalty there for the beacon light. My bad. Beyond that though, actually, we've done alright. Great touchdown as well. There's our first sector of today to London Oxford. Or Kidlington, as it's also known. And we now need to configure for the next leg.
Also, traffic, Oxford 5265, expecting localized to runway 19.
Hey, it looks like we've got an Osprey inbound. Love it. So our next leg is going to be from EGTK to EGPN. Here comes that little SR22. There he is. Meow. Looks like it's loaded into something else, but still nice to see a little bit of GA love on VATSIM. Beautiful touchdown. Good job. And I think there's a CRJ inbound, so we'll keep an eye out for him as well while I'm knee deep in my second sector flight planning today. So it's going to be a direct departure.
Oxford traffic, Oscar Alpha. Whiskey Mark, we're clear of runway 19.
And a cruise for this next leg of flight level 180. So a little higher up now this time.
Oxford traffic, Oxford 5265, establish the runway 19. 5 miles fine.
59 passengers, IFR, climb 170, 1315Z for the departure, and actually we need to put in our actual call sign, so it's BCI 801. Generate flight. And I'm listening out, watching out for this next aircraft to come in. Short runway for takeoff today, so I might actually use ramp instead of notch again. This is shorter than Jersey. Although we might get away with notch again, to be honest. We're tempted to give that a go. Just sorting out the flight plan here. Quick reconnect on VATSIM. I know there's one on final. Here he comes. We've got our new flight plan ready.
5265, landing 19.
Do. 801. I'm not sure about the helicopter. He's at John Radcliffe, so I'm hoping he does come soon. He's only 5 miles away. Here comes the CRJ. Again, no auto throttle in that. Can be a bit of a handful. This developer flight sim is PilotPlus. Nice, unique airfield, isn't it? Something different. You know, we always buzz around Gatwick, Heathrow, JFK, all the rest of it, but this is some proper regional hops. Jersey to London, Oxford, and then to Dundee. Whoa! There's a horse. How are we doing here? fact, if we have a little look at Volanta, we've got a bit of time, not in a massive rush. John Radcliffe is there. There he is. Helicopter. EGUB. Ah. Ooh, he's come out of Benson in a helimed. To be fair, that is where they're based. He's done a mission, look, Benson to Abingdon, and then Abingdon up to John Radcliffe to drop some very sick person off. And there's our little approach, a little teardrop that we did.
Oxford traffic, FT565, take you in 19.
And this will still think we're flying because, well, we don't have the engines technically off as far as Volanta is concerned. So I'm going to manually end the flight, then we start a new one. There we are, add a flight plan from Simbrief. Bosh! Longer leg this one now, much longer leg. And with that now we can import flight plan. Ta-da! Let's try it. Let's set payload, set fuel, set flight plan. Oh, it's froze. Okay, now it's not froze. Yeah, that looks the same. What the hell? Let's try again. Set flight plan. Yay! Happy days. That looks a bit better, doesn't it? Hey, look at that! Now we have Simbrief invitation into the ATR. Love it. By the way, it's super easy to just do it yourself if you want anyway. I'm going to just flick through to make sure this is correct. And I've got to check the weights and things too. So, Exora, direct Sapco. We're going to use runway 19 again for departure. I think somebody just asked that in the chat. Daventry, Sapco, November 57 airway to Trent. Tippill, Denbigh, then Pole Hill, there we go. From there, November 601 to Tulla. So Nelsa, Rivela, Gabshap, Egbevi, Impip, Utugu, Inrev. There we are, Eskdo, Ipdor, Tulla. Over Edinburgh Airport, Primary Devco's lovely Edinburgh Airport, and then heading over Edinburgh, which is weird because there's an extra. Why is that an extra one there? I don't know. Anyway, we're going to go to EGTK, runway 19 for departure, though just before. We'll run the METAR command in the live chat again. David says there's a freeware tablet that improves things to the ATR. I've heard, not used it though. No, I've heard of it, but I haven't used it either myself. On 40 at 8. So yeah, 19er, absolutely. Done. We'll set that. Kind of see it just underneath. Wonder what the TAF is up at Dundee. EG. EN. This is the terminal aerodrome forecast in the live chat. We'll load that in to have a little look as well. I'm tempted to delete that one, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Yeah, no, that's treated as a normal waypoint, look, so we're going to clear that. Lovely job. Little duplication. ILS 0908 through the day by the looks of it. So we're planning for runway 27, weren't we? But it looks to be 09. Let's run the METAR. We can add that in the cruise anyway, can't we? Performance page then, transition altitude.
Traffic Osprey 337 on downwind leg.
Hey! Someone else flying in. Cruise altitude, flight level 180. Set.
Right, 27 left. Sorry, 09 left.
Wait. Is that matching? Just gonna check. Gotta check your flight plan. We've got 15 minutes before we push. So, 0 fuel weight 19192. Oh yeah, bam. That's loaded it in nicely. Fuel on board? Ah, no. Let's press and hold it, see if it changes. There we go, 2452. That's better. $2909. How much fuel we got on board? 2452. Don't know what the other figure was if I press and hold gross weight then. That's what we want. Reserves. So our FinRes plus alternate fuel today's 1169. So we put that figure in full into the reserve fuel. And that's because our diversion is Manchester. Chuffing heck. Nah, we'll go Glasgow.
Heathrow traffic Osprey 337 turned
That's
on
Heathrow.
base leg.
I love that. We can hear Heathrow
09
traffic
left
and we've got
land
Osprey
Heathrow.
flying around.
Heathrow traffic.
Cool airline. Right. Loki says hello. I'll be right back. Back, yeah, rare tailwinds. Unfortunately, there's no Simbrief alternates. That's what we're on about. Unfortunately, they're still a bit of a pain in the backside, aren't they? They don't work that well, but it is what it is. We can manually change it if we want. If we do divert, I'll just go into secondary flight plan and go to Glasgow or Edinburgh. So that's set. That's good. Mean winds. 276.16. That'll do. Approach. I'll put 7,000 in for now. And winds, we will sort that out in a little while as well. We'll deselect approach speed though, because we're on a second leg now. So that's all good. We're kind of there actually, to be fair. Lots of warnings, but that's fine. We're going to go set takeoff trim by clicking that button there, and it will then set it for us. There we go, up 1.2. And V1 111, rotate 111, V2 114. That's set. And we now need to turn our attention to the charts. So we're going to unload the current flight plan and load in a brand new one. Off to Dundee. No departures. No stars either. Fantastic. So we are out of Oxford, and then we're going to just have to self-vector. So 19. It's a right-hand pattern here, I think, isn't it? So turn right, and then we're going to head up to vector to Exora. So direct Exora, then Daventry. Oh, Silverstone there. And then we're going to head up to Trent. Should probably change this to low IFR, to be honest. There we go. Pole Hill, Nelsa, so passing over to the west of Leeds Bradford, but east of Manchester as well, through a bit of a corridor, and then up to Dundee, like so. You can see here actually it says 7 knot headwind for runway 09, so that's pretty good. We'll run with that, and For the approach, we want via VIM. Dundee 2. I think. Let's just see what that is though. Approach. It's not IVIM actually, because IVIM is there. So we're just going to vector to final instead. Although to be fair, we're going to come in Dundee straight up. Yeah, that's a bit too awkward. So what we'll do is we'll vector towards Perth there, Echo Golf Papa Tango, then we'll route in for basically just join final straight away. Slight different change to plan than what we were going to do originally. We give Luke lots of credit, but Zato, you are quite the pilot as well. Seems like you can fly along in anything presented. Absolutely. So, have we pulled our flight plan? Yes. So that's on VPilot. Volanta is ready. New Sky is tracking. I'm gonna get a screenshot here because that's a wicked screen grab, isn't it? Lost Spray Regional CRJ living the dream as well. Awesome. Oh, I've spotted Potato Freito flying around. Quecko, no worries, buddy. Aaron says, does it still bug out with hotel mode? I think it's just this button is a little clunky, so it's not the smoothest to use. We're going to get rid of the chock store and cargo, and from this position we're going to start the engines because we don't have a pushback. We could use a pushback, but beacon light goes on. Ground equipment's clear. So again, as Aaron's saying now, if we just disengage the prop brake, nothing happens because we don't have the hydraulic systems working well enough. In fact, as David mentioned earlier on, next page, there we go, look, hydraulics are wrecked. So auxiliary hydraulics, DC bus 2, standby, 0 psi. The emergency brake is the only thing with pressure at the moment there, you can see. Accumulated pressure of 3000 psi, mad. So, in order to force the hydraulic auxiliary pump, which is an electric pump I think from memory, to push pressure in the hydraulic systems up here, left into the system covering flaps, spoilers, nose, or steering, more importantly the prop brake, we've got to press that, and then we've got to turn our attention right up here. We should then have ready green, prop brake unguarded, and then off. From there we would then go fuel control lever to automatic. That's going to be the flow, and it's going to happen a bit quick, so let's do it. Watch that display there. There we go. Pressure 2900. Prop brake off, unguarded, and 2. And you'll notice now that 2900 psi is nice and green, and it's giving us that prop brake power there. So we're able to disengage the prop brake accordingly because of that. Kidlington traffic. Blue Islands 801, stand 1, engine start.
Oxford traffic. Blue Islands 8747, engine start, stand 2.
And we'll go start B. I think we can do...
Oxford traffic, start 5, stand 4, engine start.
I think we could do reverse prop just the 1. We'll try. What are we going to? 18,000. Let's set that. Done. Clear behind, left and right. Goodness knows what's about to happen. Taxi lights on, pump 1 is on run, that's all good and set anyway. We'll leave the starter on engaged. Yeah, let's see what happens. Part brake off. Kidlington traffic, Blue Islands 801 is reverse thrust to the main apron onto Alpha. Brakes off.
In traffic, Blue Islands 8747. After the company ATR power backs from stand 1, we will power back at stand 2.
Come on, go. It's not having it. So we'll return that and we'll just start engine 1, which is in idle. I've just left my sensitivities on the controls as they are with most other aircraft, commentator. Yeah, part brakes off. Oh, hold on. It wasn't all the way off. There we go. We'll reverse with 1 engine because it's a bit safer, isn't it? For some reason my my part brake has only half disengaged. But doing a power back with 1 engine is a lot easier to manage, as you can see. Otherwise it's going to reverse back on itself really bloody quick. Luke, it's fantastic.
Alpha Whiskey Matt or pushback after departing IFL aircraft.
I was kind of hoping that the helicopter would come in. Lovely job. Holding it on the brakes. Just going to flick that again. No, that is working fine. We'll leave engine 1 on feather then for now. Taxi lights are on. That's all good and set. Prop brake is off. Lap 15. Yeah, straight climb to cruise, but initially with heading mode, we're going to have to vector ourselves a bit of a right-hand pattern, then leave the circuit in the downwind leg, if that makes sense. That's the plan anyway. Make sure that's on FMS modes. Heading hold, pitch hold. Part brakes off. And taxi. Kidlington traffic, Blue Islands 801, taxi to hold point Bravo, 1 runway 19er via the main apron, and Bravo Kidlington traffic. That's a great little screen grab, isn't it? Can you guess where we flew today? Zato's powering back. Zoom! That's what happens when you push back with 2 engines. Screech! My goodness. Fantastic. The very narrow taxiways here, we'll just take our time with a gradual taxi out. It's literally J-turned it, yeah. Great little scenery this, isn't it?
And Oxford traffic, Blue Islands 8747. Following company traffic to taxi to runway 19.
Oxford traffic, Golf Oscar Alpha Whiskey Mike will be following out the Blue Islands ATR to runway 19.
So we're going to expand this a little bit just so we have the magenta line visible. And I'm actually going to use the full kind of nav rows today, just so on the departure we climb out and then we can kind of work our way around with this kind of small indication of the runway there, and work our way into a bit of a vector. Flight vectors are on. Yeah, heading hold is, we'll use that in select. It's 191, isn't it? Is it set to 191? It is now. Jolly good. And we'll go for speed mode as well. Just lock. Disengaged. Hello, Mikhail. Welcome, welcome. Fully right. Back to neutral. Fully left. Back to neutral. All the way back. Back to neutral. All the way forwards. Back to neutral. Just going to reset that. And speed target is on auto. Takeoff trim is set. Flaps 15 and set. 1,506 meters runway length. I reckon we can run this in notch. What do you guys think? I'll power up on the at the kind of hold point though. We'll line up with the runway and then we'll power up properly. Okay, engine 1. It's going to change into low pitch mode. There we go. Single channel, then low pitch. And I'm watching the first officer's display as well, just make sure it's all rising nicely. We have no problems. Good, they're all good and set. Hold on a second. Ah, so the charts here suggest there's a big old line there, but there isn't. And actually, there's supposedly a taxiway here as well. So this scenery is really out of date. Look, there's a comparison here. The only option we had was down this little line here. But supposedly there's a new taxiway at Bravo, which doesn't exist. Oh, that's a bit disappointing. Something PilotPlus need to kind of fix. Right, well, we'll backtrack. Kidlington traffic, Blue Islands 801 is backtrack runway 19 via Charlie. Oops, seatbelt signs.
Kidlington traffic,
Having a right mare today,
Blue
aren't
Island
we?
8747 taxiing onto the grass, which is supposed to be Bravo.
Yeah, that's interesting. So it's something there that PilotPlus need to fix, I think. The one time we fly in and we use kind of proper ops.
Whiskey Mac, we're going to hold short just prior to the backtrack for runway 19.
Rab's airborne already, nice. We've got a very short opportunity here for pushback. Turning here. Very, very narrow, isn't it? So with that, I might do left prop, just a little bit of power to help us out, and some differential brakes, old school GA style. Lights and signs. Recall. Nothing. And we've got a crosswind now as well. There's the windsock, look. With that in mind.
And Oxford traffic, Blue Island 8747 after the departing company traffic will line up 19er.
Just going to switch this, get rid of the ILS, have ADF, com mode, sets. Accumulated traffic, Blue Islands 801, ATR72-600, taking off runway 19er, initial climb 1000, right turn to exit downwind, accumulated traffic. So, let's get that forwards. I'm going to get stick into wind. Speed mode. Notch, brakes off. Power set.
Golf Oscar Alpha Whiskey Mike.
Speed to
After
life.
Second Blue Islands aircraft that's taken off will be entering
MP's 100.
runway 19 for the backtrack.
60 knots. Oh my goodness. Why do I get the feeling like I might need ramp? Chuffy neck. Ramp. V1. Rotate. Woohoo! Oh, tail strike. Bloody hell. That's me making a massive loss. Right, you definitely need ramp or even toga for this. Back to notch. Just smooth out the climb. Right turn. It's only a little tail tickle. We'll turn right. So we are gear up. We'll keep the turn coming into the climb gate.
Oxford traffic, Blue Island 8747 departing 19er, runway heading 192.
What have we got here? 011 for the thing, so yaw damper.
Golf
heading
Alpha
mode.
Whiskey Mike will be lining up runway 19
Autopilot.
behind the departing traffic.
Take off the taxi. Wing lights. New guy is not going to be happy. Through F, let's get the flaps retracted. Jolly good. And there is Kidlington. Let's get rid of the control visualizer for you folks. It will help the screenshots as well. So Zato's airborne. And off we go to Dundee. Shame about the scenery not being quite updated. Shame about the tail strike as well. Why? So easily done in this, that's the thing. More than just a few degrees, bam, tail strike. Accumulated traffic, Blue Islands 801, final call, downwind and exiting the circuit, direct Ixura. Kidlington traffic.
Oxford Kidlington traffic, Blue Island 8747
Hello.
on a right turn, direct Ixura. Final call, Oxford traffic.
Oxford traffic, Golf Oscar Alpha Whiskey Mike will be following the runway heading, which is 192 for 5 nautical miles before making a right-hand turn, heading 275. We'll be flying 2,500
Protect the aircraft from icing.
departure for Oxford.
I'm just glad you're human, Rab says.
Oxford traffic, 3565, running up.
It doesn't tell you in the log, does it?
19.
No, it doesn't. I could just declare an emergency. But that would be cheating. Fuel damper, autopilot, speed mode, L now. Climbing at 170 knots. Everything seems quite good. Just press the little where it says mode C, just press mode C, Marific in VPilot. Only ask once though. There's only a 5-10 second delay on the chat. If you're enjoying the stream, folks, hit the like button as well through today. Lots of people watching as well, so great to see you all kind of tuning in, hopefully enjoying the live stream today in the ATR. Great aircraft, still one of my fond, firm favourites in the sim. Information Alpha, welcome! Get the landing lights off early. Of the clouds.
Traffic, Golf Oscar Alpha Whiskey Mike, we are clear of runway 19, we're climbing 2,500.
Oops. Engine start, off and abort, my bad. Just noticed the ITT drop there. Massively. Did I miss something that should have been a rejected takeoff? I'm not sure. Might well have done. Hence the poor power. Oh well, we got airborne. What have we got here? Cabin. I think we'll run with that view. Stunning. Congratulations, Information Alpha. Huge achievement.
Oxford traffic, Golf Oscar Alpha.
It's a cracking livery.
Mike, we're on the crosswind.
Cat and meat. No worries at all. Nice to have a little bit of VFR traffic to meddle in with us as well. Really nice. It's the volume thing is a VPilot bug. Nothing you can kind of do to prevent that. You know what would have been really good for this sector today, albeit we can't really see the ground that much because of the cloud coverage, but it would have been good to have the, what do you call it,
to avoid this weather front that's ahead of us.
We are VFR, isn't it? That would have been quite nice. How are we doing here? 170 through 10. It's coming up to Daventry. There'll be a left turn then as well, heading north. Oh, Zato, Joffin Eck, crashed a desktop. You could always join us from Manchester. We'll be flying over there shortly, it'll give you time to set up. A little Manchester to Dundee hop, perhaps.
Alright, we're facing between, no, Foxtrot 5665, departing runway 19, Oxford traffic.
Oh, standard pressure, Joffin Eck. I knew I'd forgot something. It does, Mirific, yes. And Melon, welcome. Does the latest update to the ATR make it more reliable? Previously it had some annoying quirks that made it fairly irritating to fly. Yeah, I mean my mistakes today have been pilot pilot error, and having not flown this for quite a few weeks, just kind of forgetting a little bit about how to fly it properly. Little steps as well, like setting standard pressure, or forgetting to say engine start. I got distracted by the scenery having quite a big discrepancy on the ground with the taxiways, so I forgot to turn start B to off and start abort. It flew in the cruise earlier, 200 feet above the altitude that I'd actually set for a little while, until it sorted itself out. So we'll see what happens when we get to 18,000 today, if it does the same again.
Oxford traffic, Oxford 565, continuing on runway heading.
Big left turn coming up at Daventry. I do like this plane. Come on, any builds. Still no Dunedin. I'm hoping we get that sent to us. If not, we might just have to do something else. The question therefore though would be what? What have we got here? Let's have a look in our Discord server in the flight requests tab.
Oscar Alpha Whiskey Mike Wiggery heading 6-1.
It's not a real LATAM 787 flight, but we could fly into La Paz, Bolivia. High altitude flights. We could do Santiago 787 LATAM to La Paz. We could even do it in the Osprey 787 tomorrow, to be fair. Or we could do Air Europa, Madrid to Hamburg. Or even Hamburg back to Madrid as a one sector. Somebody suggested Fairbanks to Anchorage in the DC-6. We've got Liverpool to Stockholm Bromma in the Eurovision Osprey Airways A320 livery, Phoenix A320. Oh, that's our one today. I can remove that one now. Delete message. Lovely job. Tick. Quite a few ATR suggestions on here, to be fair. I reckon we can extend the range just a little more. There we go. 170.15, so we've got just over 2 to go. And yeah, we're climbing up and away from the clouds now. So 13,000 would have had us kind of just tickling the edges of some of the tops of these cumulus clouds and cumulonimbus clouds. But otherwise, this one's treating us nicely. And again, like before, we just leave it in notch on the cruise. All the way to descent. not been in the MD-80 for a little while, so we could dust off the MD-80 and go for a little hop somewhere. Not sure where. We could even go back to like JFK, do some New York flying. Happy to hear some suggestions. What have we got here from Hergy from February? Did we do this one? I think we might have done. Oslo to Alsen Vigra. Then to Bergen. I don't think we did do that one, to be fair. Oh, we could do... Did I purchase that scenery? I can't remember. Port Elizabeth. Bit South Africa. There's so many options now. I'm overhead East Midlands, he says. Oh yes, we're going to be flying over that. Where is it? Yes, in a little while. So, East Midlands is under there somewhere. We'll look out for the power station as well, because that'll be wicked if we do see that. Let's go to like GoPro cam mode for a moment, and we'll see how we do. I'll load up some of these screenshots. There's our current position on Volanta. East Midlands is right there. Interestingly, not a single aircraft, unfortunately. Has it had many flights in and out since the scenery got released, or is it kind of just fizzled out massively? Seems like it's fizzled out. All the excitement's gonna burst. Such a remarkably good scenery, though. There's our beautifully executed takeoff with the downwind and then the exit direct Xura. Like a pro pilot. It's going to be in that pocket of cloud there then, isn't it, Rab? Just up ahead of us. When we start descent-merific, leave it in cruise for a little while, and then as you're getting nearer, sort of below, I don't know, below 10,000 or even near to the approach, flick power management back to takeoff. Washington DC to New York, MD-82 Old American livery. What would the flight time be there, Badger? And would it be DC is in Washington National, or are we thinking Dulles? On to go. So the speed's going to start to come up now. When we set power management mode to cruise, it'll automatically revert to the next mode. It will have us cruise. It'll want 240 or so, but it'll actually want more. Andy says, just seen online that the new Monarch is dead already. They've run out of money and they can't get any more investment. Funny that. They've run out of money. Imagine not realising that starting an airline costs billions of pounds. I'm just waiting for the global thing to go wrong now. That Global Airlines with the 6 A380s. Crazy pipe dream. Disappointing though. We'll have to make it come to life in Flight Sim again though. So slow. Ground speed 211. More power. Where are them power stations at? that might be East Midlands there. Yes, it is. There's East Midlands Airport, just through that little pop of the cloud, which then means that we should see, I think the power station is down here. There's the runway. Off they go. And then, where'd the power station be? Kind of down here somewhere. Trying to spot it. Big old contrast difference there, isn't it? Let's see if we can see it on the outside view. Oh look, there's Donington Races. Ah yes, that means that the power station then is actually behind that cloud. You know, when you've got a scenery as good as that East Midlands Airport scenery there, even just flying over it just gives you this remarkably realistic pop. Ah, there they are. Look how true to life this looks. It's actually, I'll just re-tilt the drone camera there. It's just remarkably realistic. And if we pop into cabin view, what have we got here? Yeah, look at that. Oops, my goodness. Not so good on the right hand side for the cabin views. To be fair, we've not done cargo ops out of East Midlands yet. Ian says I was camping at Donington Circuit over the weekend. Never thought I'd have enough of low-flying airliners. Oh dear, that busy. I wonder if the Porsches are zooming around. Oh, look at that for a view. Quick. Bam. What else have we got view-wise? Yeah, we just caught that perfectly in the window. What have we got here? Did Badger give us a route? You could do a controller stream, David says. E.g. NX is dead again. Fair, let's have a look at the bookings. The problem is, you know, if you do a controller stream, suddenly it becomes superbly crazy. September. And then all of a sudden, yeah, nobody booked on EGNX. And all of a sudden it's like, it's carnage, it's madness. And it becomes very unmanageable very quickly. Let's go to cruise mode. Oh, I reckon the cruise is only at 200 knots. Crikey. Yeah, we're on a slow one today. We flew into Portland Jetport in the Mad Dog last time, Automated, I think, didn't we? David, yeah, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. is it Piper Pilot? Pops into the live chat every now and again, and in Discord he's the only one that's kind of still, seemingly he's kind of on side and trying to really help, using his contacts to try and get us ATC and stuff, but nobody's interested. They turned around and said to us, even if we had the event that we were looking to plan, they basically told him to relay to me that even if it was an unofficial staff up, the earliest that people would be willing to do it as any kind of official event would be middle of next year. Like, yeah, sure, that's realistic, isn't it? What we got? So if I go to flight radar, DCA to JFK, 44 minutes, crikey. All on Embraers. Literally all of them. Over the next few weeks, by the way, the streams might tail off a little bit, and that's because I've got, those of you who remember who were watching last year, around this kind of time of the year, although it was more in October time, I tried to get promoted last year with work. It didn't really work out. I didn't tick enough boxes or say the right corporate nonsense, so I didn't get it, and I'm going to try again this year. So I need to spend a bit of time preparing for the interview that I have to sit over 3 hours. Various kind of questions and scenarios and stuff that I've got to work through. Unfortunately, none of it is actually relevant to what I do for work, which obviously I can't talk about. But instead, a load of nonsense that would be applicable to the corporate world, rather than something tangible and actually requires ability and skill. Fair enough, Zato. Sim's looking very good, Alec, yeah. To be fair, for me, I think quite often it looks fantastic. But then I do have a mega powerful rig, so it does help. Tom, I can't talk about what I do specifically for work, unfortunately. Where else could we fly? Oh, there you go. 1 hour 10, maybe a return, 2 hours 20. So we could do that. Well, that's Washington Dulles to JFK, Badgers suggested. We could do Dulles to JFK and back. That's an option. I think we'd struggle with National, wouldn't we? Washington National in the Mad Dog, that's for sure. Uses a bloody long runway for length. Still nothing from any builds. I'm going to load into the INI manager though. INI manager. No. Did we ever fly to Almeria? I think we did, didn't we? And then I was annoyed that they didn't have all of the greenhouses and things like that that are there in real life. I think from memory. That seems to... I do recall that for some reason. But to be fair, we've not been to Stansted for a very long time, have we? So we could do that. Yeah, we've got a really nice approach, Rab. Straight over Edinburgh Airport, over the Forth Bridge, and then into Dundee. It's going to be really nice. Certainly the weather is improving further north we go as well. Tom suggested Birmingham to Frankfurt in a CRJ Lufthansa regional livery. To be fair, we did the CRJ and Lufthansa last week. Might be nice to switch it up to something else. What do we got? Let's see. We've done that recently as well. Right, let's go to a poll. So all of you watching, click away for the next 10 minutes. 3 options to help. And this is basically providing any builds don't send through the Dundee scenery for tomorrow. Then we'll be back in the ATR flying around New Zealand. But if not, it'll be the next day. But otherwise, pick the aircraft that we're going to use tomorrow, or indeed the next day, depending on when this scenery arrives in my mailbox. There's Manchester off in the distance over the cloud, or under the cloud. Look, it's stunning, really cool. Rab's saying there as well. Yes, stunning views, absolutely. So pick away in the poll. We'll keep it running for a few minutes, give you guys a chance to pick, and then once we've decided on an aircraft that we're going to fly tomorrow, what we will do is use that to build a route. We'll pick a couple of ideas and put that into a poll as well, perhaps. Bit of rubbish weather behind us now, so working away quite nicely. Past Huddersfield. There's Manchester City Centre. The sim looks so realistic, doesn't it? Look at that. We'll run it till the hour ticks over, that's what we will do. Rab says, would you believe I've climbed 254,998 feet on his bicycle so far this year? My goodness, that's insane. Feisty Frog, not massively too interested in GA. It's very complex at times, even though it's technically kind of simpler in a way. But it's on VATSIM, certainly not the case. Yeah, look at that for a view. Absolutely in. Definitely benefits to flying this low. And to be honest, I'd have stopped at 250,000, but if not now, you're going to have to keep going to 500,000 rev, and then stop precisely on that exact figure. Feisty Sox says, I was going to suggest the A2A Comanche down the Carolina coast, stopping at Kitty Hawk. Would be quite nice. Certainly would be scenic. I don't, unfortunately I don't know enough about VFR, it's certainly in the US either. How are we doing up front? Let's have a quick check. Nice. 100 miles to top descents, roughly. So what we can do is have a little look at the meta while you guys are voting away. Couple more minutes for the stream. 090 at 7. I think that pretty much decides it, doesn't it? So we will zip over to EGPN, ILS 09er, none, execute. Edinburgh, then a discontinuity. To be fair, we can clear that and it will just take us a straight line to the final approach, which will be rather nice, and that will then help with our top of descent marker. So, bam, charts. We'll come all the way up here first. So, Edinburgh, and then heading north over Edinburgh Airport, over the Forth Bridge, or just to the side of it, to be fair, just to the east of it, up towards Perth. We can set the VOR 110.4 actually and vector towards that. That could be quite useful. But otherwise, heading straight into final approach. 6.7 DME. We need to be at 2,200 feet at that point. So we'll just do a little bit of vectoring to come wide, make sure that we are established in time for that. And we can turn, we can make sure we tune the ILS frequencies in, and that NDB there of Dundee 394. Let's do all of that now. In addition to the minimums, category B 307 on the MDA. Zero 0907. No gusts. Nice conditions. 1008. So we'll do transition altitude of 7,000. Yeah, nav. So on this page, 1081. Ah, 1081.
And traffic, Osprey 6 Papa Bravo, airborne, 2,000 feet for flight level...
Perth was 1104.
140, direct rebound.
We'll tune that in. ADF 394. I'm going to pop Edinburgh in as well, EDN, which is 341. We can just vary those. Our transition altitude away is 3,000 at Dundee, which means it'll be 4,000. Make sure that's resynced. It's there, all set, that's all done. Wicked. I can just enjoy some of these wonderful views. Look at that. Missed approach for this is going to be continuous climb to 3,000. Initially climb straight ahead to 2,000 feet, then turn left to lock center at 3,000 as directed. Got to make sure that course is set, which is 092 inbound. Bam. Mad Dog it is. So what route? That's the next question. Do we do 2 short hops in Scandinavia, Oslo to Ulsan Vigra, and then up and then down to Bergen, or do we do JFK to Washington Dulles and back, something like that? I'm just looking through various aircraft routes, but There's quite a few options, just don't think I've got the liveries for them all. Makes it difficult, doesn't it, to decide. But currently we've only got 2 options. We've got JFK. Let's go, I don't know, let's pick for the Mad Dog. I need one other option. So JFK to Dulles and back, and then we got Oslo to Alsen to Bergen. All well, they're the 2 options that I've got so far for the Mad Dog. Trying to think where else we could operate it to and from. Could do like the old, like we could do like Manchester to Copenhagen. That's the Scandinavian Air Service flight from. Oh, hold on. In '92, apparently Air Tours. Surely not. Oh yeah, apparently Air Tours operated this years ago. MD-83. Could always do, I assume, what would be a Scandinavian Air Service route for that instead. Let's have a look on flightsim.to at some of the liveries that we have available for us. What have we got here? It's an aircraft that doesn't really have too many liveries available for it, unfortunately. Probably because it's so expensive, people don't want to buy it. Oh no, there's 11 pages now. People keep painting. Austrian Airlines. We could do an Austrian flight. I need to find out actually what routes they used to operate in the Mad Dog. That could be quite a good option. We've not been to Austria for a while, have we? Like Vienna, that is. Look how fast that pilot's going above us. So quick. It doesn't really compare to the King Air, James, to be fair. Totally different kind of style of aviation, really. I'm on the world's most toxic aviation forum, VATSIM. He's zooming along, that guy. Ah, there we go. Yeah, so that is a Scandinavian route. Let me add that in. What else have we got here? Oh, there's loads of options here. Spanair. Austrian. Ah, that could be a good one. Okay, 4 options. Poll. Bam. There you go. Vote away, folks. That is the Mad Dog route that you guys get to pick for tomorrow. 4 options that I've kind of plucked out from our chat today. Danish air transport. It could have been an option there. A bit too short, that route, Billund. I'm not sure. I'd have to research the Billund scenery, to be honest. Almost see that guy. And we're closing in actually quite quickly on Dundee. So what have we got? Ah, minimums. Getting sidetracked again, aren't I? No, we don't need to speak to tower. Category B 307, so MDA. So it'd be 310 if we round up. There we are, MDA. Make sure it's set on that side too, it is. How long's the runway here? 1,400 metres again, so it's another short one like Oxford. Landing on 09 is nice though, because we just go right down to the end. We either vacate a Bravo or Alpha to then taxi into the main apron, for which there are 2 stands. Super small. Not flown in here before, looking forward to it. Through InPip. Look where he's going. He's making good progress. Look at the speed comparison to us. Just zooming along. We are nice and leisurely, but we are taking in some wicked views all along the way. What do we got here? Look at that. Yeah, it depends if we're going to buzz the tower or not. We'll keep that poll going for a little while, for a few more minutes, maybe until top of descent perhaps. Rab says he's flown into Dundee a few times. It's very tricky. Good to hear, Alec. I mean, you can download things like We Are VFR, which is freeware. We Are VFR Volume 3, maybe I think it is. There's one of them anyway that covers the UK, and you can download that. You've also got things like the Orbx UK Landmarks Pack, North and South, and things to really enhance the scenery. And oh, what was it? Who was it that created? Somebody created something recently. It was all the VORs around the UK plopped in the scenery. I can't remember who created it now. My goodness, something recent anyway. Somebody created it recently. It wasn't PilotPlus. I can't remember. We are doing very well here. Solar farms and power lines by Mamu on flightsim.to is good. I've not heard of that one. I'd have to try that one out as well. We're just passing over Carlisle at the moment, folks. Burning Blue Design Badger, that's it, thank you. Yep, they're the ones that created the VORs for the sim. Fly Tampa has only just recently updated Athens as well, actually, so that could be quite an interesting option for us to go and check out the new update released last week, I think it was, by Fly Tampa for Athens. I mean, Fly Tampa's great, but I really don't like the way they update the scenery, because you have to download the installer, then dig out your serial key and put that into the installer. It's just a nightmare. Unless obviously you buy it through someone like Orbx, then it doesn't update so quick. Tom says, the only problem I have with the ATR, I'm too impatient for it. I love the aircraft itself, but I'm too impatient. I have to do really short ops in it. Well, you can. You could do things like Heathrow to... Well, you could do Gatwick to Birmingham, you could do Bristol to East Midlands, you do wherever you want, really. No idea, James. You'll know as quick as I do. Probably tomorrow, knowing the rate that they churn scenery out at the minute. Keeping an eye on him, I wonder if that's Zato in his DC-6. He's currently almost level, 20 miles over that way. Can't see him though, can't see any nav lights, a little bit too out of range for the eye. How are we doing outside? Well, we can. We'll have a little pan about just before top of descent starts. Very true, we could. Let's find out. Who dat? Going into PF. That's who that is. Lockerbie's on the left. There it is. We get a really good view of Edinburgh as we head over that. Probably could pass overhead at about 5,000 feet. Zato's behind. So we've got CRJ as well, Osprey 5665. Great to have some of you guys flying along today, always fun. I'm not sure if I have the Vienna scenery. I'm sure I do. I'm sure I paid for it before. Let's have a look. Europe. It's not Europe East though, is it? It's kind of Europe West. Maybe I need to look in the actual sim folder. Community. Who creates it? I'm trying to remember now. Because I'm looking for the word Vienna. In 346 folders. Ah, Gaia simulation, there we go, got it. Miles to top descent. So we've checked the data. ADFs. We've got. Yeah, is it 394? Yeah, 394. And we've got 108.1. I'm going to flick that up now, just get it in the box. Active, 108.1, both confirmed. It's going to be a, what, £100,000 penalty for the tail strike, isn't it? The only thing I don't have is an Austrian Airlines livery for the Mad Dog, so maybe I'll download that while I'm streaming here. Because I have to restart the sim to set the stream up. What do you reckon? We could do this Austrian Airlines Magic Life livery. That's an option. Or we could do MD-81. What the hell? There's no such thing as an MD-81. Well, I immediately don't trust that one. I won't download that one then. Why are they all MD-82s? So it's meant to be an MD-83. Top of descent coming up. What do we want? We wanted 3. What was it? What was the altitude we want? Drop a bit now. 2,200. Set for 3 for now. To be fair, you got this is an option as well. Old school Austrian Airlines, Baden, circa 1999 livery, with an interior as well. Look. So Magic Life or the 1999 livery. Let me know in the live chat, folks, which one you prefer. Yeah, Magic one is a little bit more nuanced, isn't it? Let's get that nose down. Yeah, failing that, we could fly Osprey Airways. Yosep, welcome. Thanks for subscribing. Bring that throttle down. It's the only time you actually get up to your cruise speed when you're when you're in this. Should we leave it on VNAV path for this descent? Let's do that. Because I kind of want it to be a little lower than before, so I might go to vertical speed in a little while. In a wee while, as they say up here in Scotland. Edinburgh on the nose. There she is. There's Edinburgh Airport and the Forth Bridge. Is it the Firth of Forth or something like that? So I've 300 orbs this has cost me. So it better be good. Oh. I've got a habit of forgetting the seatbelt signs today, haven't I? Whoops. It looks cracking from up above, doesn't it? We haven't ever flown over Edinburgh, so this is a first. A little screenshot. Got up here. Dundee's literally up there in that little bit of water near the horizon. I zip to this view. Bit too high really, isn't it, with this the zoom as well, a bit offset. There's the bridges. Ah, Chuffineck. Wrong command. EGPN 1008. Uh, 080 degrees at 8 knots. Right. Bring that speed off. Through 10,000 lights, signs. Dundee traffic, Blue Islands 801, ATR72-600, QNH 1008 inbound, currently 20 track miles south of the fields, passing Edinburgh. Expecting ILS runway 09er for approach. Will report turning final. Dundee traffic. Make sure my comms are still in, they are. Heading mode, sync. I'm going to go to heading mode now, flick to ILS 1. What have we got? 108 decimal on 23 DME, and course needs setting to 09er 2. Set. And what are we on? Heading 001. I'm going to come left to 355 degrees just to kind of blend our approach in a little bit. In fact, 350 towards Perth. Display ILS1 there on the box. Jeez, I think we've flown into the land of Roblox. It's like, hold on, he doesn't usually go this north. Quick, load it all in. Jeez. I'm looking out for Dundee. Is that it? No. Not exactly sure where it is. It's somewhere a couple of miles off up over that direction. In fact, hold on. It's down there. There it is. Almost there indeed. What should we do? Should we do the Magic Life livery for tomorrow then, just because it's a bit dirty and funky? Something different, isn't it? It's a 1999 livery anyway, technically. 190. Let's pop that back into man. UNH 1008. We're lower than we are, than we think. I'm going to bleed this rate of descent off a little bit to 1200 foot per minute. That'll do. Make sure they're on idle for now, and approach speed is already activated. Jolly good. 2,200 coming up. Let's pause the music. Quickly download that livery while we wait. Jolly good. Eisenstadt. That's what we're doing for tomorrow. Magic Life. That's when I know that I've been listening to the music for too long. This has worked out quite nicely for us here. Ease off on the rate of descent to 1,000 foot per minute. Final check, so the overhead panel lights, signs icing as required. Parking brake is off. Definitely must make sure that is off. One to go. Want to be below 180 knots nicely before we think about extending flaps. To be fair, flaps can come out quite quick anyway. Oh, look at this. Beautiful. Where's our charts? 092 062. What do we reckon then, folks? I did the tail strike out of Kidlington. Bit frustrating. So we've got a £100,000 penalty on New Sky, no doubt. Hopefully I can butter this into a nice smooth landing. .062. And I'm going to ask the jet to step down to 2,200. Approach mode with the ILS-1 engaged. 10 miles. Over the hills. Speed. Lap 15. Power management. Set takeoff. Lock and glide slope are armed. And level at 2000. 155 knots. So that's the speed that's almost good enough for deployment of the final stage of flaps. Lock is active. Dundee traffic. Blue Islands 801 is established ILS 09er 8 miles. Runways in sight. 150. Gear down. Speed's nice and stable. Gear down 3 green. Lap 30. One dot to go for the glide slopes. Now active. And we're letting the speed just gently trickle on down to our final approach speeds. There we go, glide slopes, got it. Missed approach was to 3, wasn't it? So 3. Heading select, make sure it's in line. Down we go. And the control visualizer is ready. Lovely approaching, isn't it? We've even got a wee truck driving up the road. Ooh. Ooh. A little bit knobbly. This is doing that with the autopilot. Imagine doing it ourselves. Very exciting, Automator. Pretty cool. Wow, look at that. It's properly kind of fighting the weather, isn't it? The autopilot is. Let's take over. Let's see how easy it is. Autopilot off, fuel damper off. My controls. A little bit of controls with a little bit of trim as we do.
And traffic, Osprey 6 Papa Bravo, flying overhead the airport, we will be expecting visual approach. Visual approach, runway 09.
What a lovely approach this is. Cornelius, welcome buddy. Okay, so it's trimmed nicely here. I can't just basically let go of the stick. Glide slope warning. Interesting though, because our glide slope is actually suggesting we're on profile. Speed's good, rate of descent is good. A little change of the weather. Fine though. Beautiful.
Minimum.
Continue.
$200. $100.
Looking ahead. Here we go.
50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Screen traffic, Golf Kilo Mike Tango, line up runway 27. Golf Kilo Mike Tango Alpha.
To be fair, we don't need reverse thrust anymore. Bam. 258. And we'll vacate. Was somebody lining up? I don't think they were they? Said
And
27.
traffic, Osprey 6 Papa Bravo, turning base, runway 09.
We'll vacate Bravo. Done. Completed it. 256 foot per minute. Short runway, so again, not bang on the touchdown zone, but we landed just prior to it, if that makes sense, with the exact kind of aiming point. But that's because we have a short runway. But within the touchdown zone, nevertheless. 1.23, nice, firm, and accurate. Always more important than butter. It's been a couple of seconds on idle, so we'll pop the engine on condition lever to feather. Landing lights off, strobes off, wing lights on. Flaps up. Gutted about the tail strike.
And traffic, Osprey 6 Papa Bravo, turning final aisle runway, visual runway 09.
GSX. Small I think we can do. Which is this one, right? Yes. There's the marshaller. Taxi lights off. Need to keep the momentum going because we're on single engine. Bloody hell. That ran away from me then.
And traffic, Osprey 6 Papa Bravo, short final 09.
Are you joking?
The requested position is already assigned to another aircraft.
Yeah, me. That's annoying. And she's over there now. We'll sort it out in a minute. I might do a little power back. Hey, look, we got DC6 livery. It's only Zato, he's watching anyway, he knows we've vacated. Good point though, I did forget. Ah, it's the Osprey DC6. Yeah, baby. I think I have, Tom. I think I remember doing something into Koh Samui. Might have been with an ATR. Go smooth if you can, I'm not sure. Well, David, this one's just in our very nice. It's just in our Osprey BMR. Oh, big radials. Love it. So parking position wise,
And Osprey 6 Papa Bravo, vacated 09.
she wants me over there. The sim wants me there. So let's have a little look. Yeah, it's well out, isn't it? Do we change it? Nah, let's just. It doesn't matter, does it? We'll just get a very. You park very badly. Ah, yep. Just lock. GSX. I'll just have to wait for them a little bit. Chocks. That wasn't a very good parking. Yeah. No telling. You gonna let me deboard? Probably not. What we'll do is quickly go to New Sky and end the flight so you guys can see how bad our score is with the tail strike. Oh! It didn't read the tail strike! It never happened. What tail strike? Oh, I'm happy with that. I got a perfect 10. Who would have thought? Happy days. I'm going to use this to reposition because you can do that, can't we? Where is it? Customize air parking.
The requested position is already assigned
You want
to
seconds
another
parking
aircraft.
anyway? Yeah. Just walk me there. Doink! There we are. Perfect parking. Obviously. And then we can request deboarding.
Deboarding requested.
We got one on final.
Traffic, Osprey 5265, 9 mile final one-way journey.
Lovely. It's a walk-in stand, so hold on. Who's closing my door? There we go.
Passengers deboarding starting.
Oh, look at this. I knew I had a custom profile for it. Lovely. Ah, Kwaku, you'll be fine. I'm hoping we start to disembark before he gets too close to final. And that way we can just get a nice screenshot of people jumping off. Makes me wonder actually, after landing. Yeah, Guslot engage, then prop bait. Okay, so the checklist is correct. I should have just followed that. This is nice. This is a good little GSX profile, this, isn't it? Of course, top knot has to come off first. That angers me. He's not included in my screenshots. This guy's crashed too many motorbikes. Walks like a penguin or a duck. Broke his hip. Lovely, loads of time. He's on the juice. got those famous H shoes on. Big brand. Who else have we got? 2 unaccompanied minors. Let's watch this landing. It's a nice airport scenery, this Dundee, isn't it? Look at this. Goes all the way down here, so you've got this little kind of business park by the looks of it as well. Little bed and breakfast, I think. And then our tiny little apron. Bridges are a little bit meh, but actually they have been done though, look. So they are part of the scenery.
8565, landing 09.
Pretty cool. And here comes CRJ. Look at that for timing. Ooh. He's froze. He's back. It looks like he's flying into a crosswind. Michael, welcome, buddy. Ultimate Fade, it has a reverse prop. So you can put the propeller into reverse pitch, basically. It will then change the position of the blades and propel the air forwards. So it's a proper reverse, really. Unlike a jet engine's reverse thrust. It's down. Beautiful touchdown. Oh, it's come to a stop, though. Lovely job. Really nice. There we go. 2 sectors, Jersey to London, Oxford, Kidlington, and then out from there headed north to beautiful Dundee. So 3 different payware airport sceneries. UK 2000 for Jersey, PilotPlus for London, Oxford, something really unique and different with these ops. Well-road route, by the way, as well. And then Orbx Dundee, which you can redeem with about 300 Orbx orbs, which is what we've done today. I hope you guys have enjoyed the live stream. I'm going to get to work setting up tomorrow's live stream, because looking at my emails, I still haven't got the IndyBuilds email. Let's see. Nope. With that new scenery, Dunedin. So that will be for 2 days from now, I think. I'll give them a bit more time to send it over to us. But in the meantime, for tomorrow, we're going to do that Mad Dog op. Try and learn that again. We're going to go Vienna to Athens in the Leonardo Mad Dog MD82 or MD83. I'm not sure which. I'll find out when I load in which one the livery is for. But in the meantime, as always, thank you very much for flying along. A big thank you, of course, as well to Australis Daniel for ordering some epic channel merchandise. He's ordered the Hard Landing t-shirts from our merchandise store. Hit like and subscribe before you head off. And I hope you guys have not only enjoyed flying along with the stream today, but hopefully enjoyed it enough to tune in tomorrow. I'll leave you guys here for a night stop in Dundee. In the meantime, as always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit like before you head off, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.